Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for the Walking Dead universe and another video for the Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. We're going to be discussing some massive topics. We're going to be talking about some big things going on in regards to San Diego Comic-Con. This is the week of San Diego Comic-Con, so we're going to be doing videos about Comic-Con pretty much every day for Walking Dead, leading up to the big event, of course, which is going to be this Friday. Well, I want to talk about something that everybody's been talking about. I kind of briefly addressed it in the Let's Chit Chat video, but I wanted to kind of go into it fully and kind of talk about what's going on here. So, it sounds like they are still promoting The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, which is pretty crazy. I will say, I'm pretty surprised that they're doing that. But a lot of people are talking now, and they're saying, well, what does this mean? You know, why did they put The Ones Who Live on a poster at San Diego Comic-Con? Could we get something in regards to that, show? Now, I'm very confident in this, and I've said this a few days ago. I'm very confident that Dead City is not showing up here because, obviously we've gotten the Season 3 renewal, we've gotten the new showrunner announcement, we know they're filming in September, we had a synopsis for Season 3 of Dead City, we had Dead City news this past week. And again, this also kind of makes me, kind of talk about the idea, well, Dead City had a poster, at the, at the wall, if you will. So, same thing with The Ones Who Live. But here's the thing. Dead City's an active show right now. Dead City's a very active show. The Ones Who Live is not. So, I'm wondering, I'm like, okay, is there something to this, or is this just them being lazy, which it probably is? Is this just them being lazy and just putting old posters on there because they don't have anything new to put on their wall? I mean, that could strictly be it. I mean, that genuinely could be what this is. Again, I won't really name any names, but I've seen a lot of different people come out there and say, oh my god, it's confirmed. It's confirmed. We're getting The Ones Who Live. We're getting The Ones Who Live at this event. It's happening, guys. Everybody get excited. Oh my god, And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, guys, I don't see confirmation of this anywhere. Just because they put a poster there does not mean that we're getting anything. Listen, I would love for that to happen. I really would. Because it would mean that I actually have something interesting in this franchise again. But I don't think they're going to do that. I just don't think The Ones Who Live is going to be showing up. The only way that you make me happy with The Ones Who Live showing up is if you give me a poster, and then this Friday, you announce The Ones Who Live for Season 2, and then I'm going to kind of sit there and say, okay, that's great, but also story-wise, what are we going to do? And then, you announce, well, there's another actor that's going to be joining the show, and you see Lenny James come out on stage. I would say, okay, now you sold me, because that is something we should see. We should see Rick and Morgan back together, you know what I mean? That I agree with, So if they did that, okay, that's awesome, you know what I mean? Like, if this Friday they said, yo, yeah, Ones Who Live is coming back, with Morgan involved, then I would say, for one thing, good job, and I would also say, wow, you actually listened to the fans, because we've been asking that the entire time. At that point, I'm going to be excited. At that point, I'm going to be happy. But if you just announce a Ones Who Live Season 2, and you don't really give me any plot ideas, even if Rick's back, I'm still going to kind of say, like, all right, it's a gamble, And the reason I say that is because Daryl Dixon, loved the first season. Don't really like the second season as much. Dead City, loved the first season. Don't really like the second season all that much. So, you know what I mean? It goes to show you, like, will The Ones Who Live be able to have good quality? Will they be able to break the cycle of bad second seasons in these, sequel shows? Or is it going to kind of go to, oh, shoot, like, okay, we messed up Ones Who Live as well. And you don't want that. You know what I mean? So that's obviously the one thing. And I know a lot of people say, like, oh, well, also, Denai Guerrera probably is not going to want to be part of it. She's very busy. Well, I don't give a frig. You just have Morgan fill in her shoes. Rick and Morgan lead a show, like Season 2. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing. I know a lot of people say Ones Who Live Season 2 is very unnecessary. And to a degree, I actually agree with that. I don't really see plot-wise what you could do with this. But if you're going to make a second season so that Rick and Morgan can be back on screen together, and as long as you don't kill one of them off, I'm open to a Season 2. Absolutely. I'm open to a Season 2 100%. You know what I mean? Because I think we do need to get that reunion done. I do think that should happen in some way, shape, or form, at least I'm hoping so, at some point. I know some people saying, oh, Dan, like, you gotta realize it's not happening. I'm like, yeah, it probably isn't, but it would be nice if they went in that direction. It would. It'd be really good to see that happen. But again, it's probably not going to happen. I do agree with that. We're probably not seeing Rick and Morgan on screen together ever, which is honestly really sad. It's really sad to think about it in that type of way, But yeah, that's kind of the scoop there. That's kind of the idea. That's kind of what's going on in terms of this Ones Who Live idea. I really don't like discussing the idea of this show happening because I find it's been a milked, kind of idea. But I know people are saying, they're like, oh, well, why is the poster a Comic-Con? Why is this show being advertised? Admittedly, y'all, I think they're just so lazy and they're just so cheap and they don't have many new things coming out that people are that interested in. So they're just chucking that there, and then people will see Rick and Michonne on the wall and they're just going to walk by it and be like, oh, dang, I better tune in, you know? When really, I don't think they're going to be doing anything, you know? Listen, I know I have a lot of pull here. I know I do, because I know a lot of you people go to these Comic-Con events, and I know a lot of you people go to these, things. So if there's anybody watching this video right now, okay, that is going to Comic-Con this year, and they're going there, and they plan to go there, and they're going to be there this Friday, and you watch my videos, and you're sitting there wondering, is there anything Dan would like to know that you could, maybe ask in my behalf, you know what I mean? Because obviously I'm not going to make it there, absolutely not, so I'm just going to ask, if there's anybody here that is going to this event, genuinely ask anybody involved, whether it's Scott Gimple or anything. He probably is not even going to tell you anything, but just ask this. And I'm genuinely curious to see if anybody will do this for me, if anybody's down there, because you never know. Could anybody say, which again, I think this would be kind of an interesting thing because nobody's put him on the spot. Ask Scott Gimple. Are we done with Rick's character? Is there absolutely no chance that we could ever see Rick again? And if so, do you have any plans for any kind of reunions with Daryl and Rick? Go for it. Genuinely. Do it for me. See if he will say anything. I guarantee he won't. But I want to know, because I can at least judge based off the way he's responding to it if this man has a plan or if this man has nothing, which I guarantee he has nothing. You know what I mean? So I want to see what he says. Even if it's a generic answer, the question needs to be asked. And you know why I say that? Is because I guarantee your question, whoever does this, will be the most applauded question of that entire event. I guarantee the fans will respond with that. I guarantee they will, because people are fed up. So genuinely, I want to see if anybody will actually get a chance to do it. If anybody's going, I'm telling you, honestly, tell me you're doing it, and I will definitely reach out to you, because I think that would be awesome. If anybody's able to do that this Friday, I think that'd be great. Because there's no limitations on what you can ask. You know what I mean? There's no way. Even if they don't answer it directly, like, there's got to be somebody that's going to ask that question. And just to make it Daryl related, you know what I mean? That's why I would say, like, starting off with Daryl, like, a lot of fans are curious if he'll ever see Rick again. Could he maybe have a reunion with Rick? And do you guys have any ideas or plans on potentially bringing these characters back together again? And is that an idea that you've been, kind of messing around with? Just anything like that, and see what he says. I genuinely would like to see what happens. So, I don't know. I want to see. I genuinely want to see. Unless someone else just does it, but I want to see if one of y'all are going to this event, and I want to see if, that ends up happening. So we'll see. I'm going to keep my eyes open for that one. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. Post your comments on all this stuff. Ones Who Live, the poster, what do you think it means? I don't think it means anything, but again, we'll have to see. And if it means something, then thank God, honestly. So if you're new to the channel, and you enjoy videos like this, guys, make sure to click subscribe button to miss any of the videos. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys very soon for more videos of the Walking Dead universe. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies need a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.